Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the NFT Morning Show. If it is your first time listening, we run this show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, each and every week, where we discuss all things NFTs, crypto, technology, entertainment, gaming, finance, now toys, and just about everything else in between. I'm your host, P.O., here with my co-host, Nifty Nick, the funniest man in the entire business, the entire industry, Easy Eats Bodega, the dog behind Bodogos, the host of GM Market Talk, the host of the Easy Eats Bodega YouTube channel, and an all-around good guy, a day trader extraordinaire that follows the market like no other. Kix should be joining us. Signal is not going to be with us today. She will be missed. We absolutely love her weather reports and her sophisticated takes on the NFT market, but everybody needs a day off sometimes. Of course, Clemente, producer extraordinaire, the man behind the scenes, the guy that we would not be able to do the show without. And I don't know where the hell Bunny is. You know, Bunny had a sore throat yesterday.
He's really sick. Really sick. I believe yesterday he sounded like he got hit by a bus. He was like, dude, I can't do this today. I was like, yeah, don't, please.
I believe it because he loves this show pretty much more than anything else, I think. Maybe the only thing he loves more than this show is your show, Easy. But anyway, we got a lot.
How about his kids, Pio? What do you think about that? You think his kids fall somewhere into
Nope. This show over that every time.
That's for sure. Nick, how's it going, buddy?
It's going all right. I also think he just got hit with that PSYOP bug.
I mean, the PSYOP bug is quite the bug, and we're going to have to definitely talk about it. I'm definitely excited to jump into that. You know, today
You made like a couple $100,000 off of it, right?
Oh, yeah, big time. I'm rich. No, I did not participate, unfortunately, or fortunately, in PSYOP. I have no idea. We'll talk about it. We're going to discuss the takeaways from the Pudgy Toys launch. Luca Netz, the CEO of Pudgy Penguins, crashed the show yesterday and talked to us a little bit about what they are dropping. We're going to talk about the PSYOP token launch and why many have called it a disaster. And we're going to break down some of the small cap winners from this week. I think that we're overdue to go over some of the successful and less successful buy, sell, or send it to zero calls. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And today's free NFT, I'm incredibly excited about. I'm very, 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 very excited about because it's an artist spotlight free NFT. So if you guys aren't familiar, if you're just listening for the first time, you know, we do a content series on this show called in our business called Artist Spotlight, where we, you know, have Signal interview and sit down with some of the most talented artists in the space. And we put out clips on the Nifty, the Nifty Twitter account. And she kind of dives into their background and what their art means and, you know, what they're focusing on. And so the way that we've kind of built on that is we're actually having some of those artists do guest free NFTs on our free NFT platform, which is the nifty.com. So if you've been collecting free NFTs, obviously, you know, we have a lot of Bodogos themed free NFTs right now, but we've been introducing some of these basically guest artworks from the Artist Spotlight artists on the platform. So if you want to be ready to collect today's free NFT, which is by a guest artist from the Artist Spotlight series on the platform, go to the nifty.com and make sure you register. All you need is an email address. It's a custodial platform, so you'll be able to claim that free NFT later on in the show. The artist, I see him in the crowd right now, is Bear Brains, natebear. So really, really, really talented artist. I'm a huge, huge fan of his work. So Clemente will have a tweet pinned to the top that has all the details on it. We're going to talk more about it, but basically he's doing a companion piece today, which I think is a fantastic idea. You know, the whole premise behind the Artist Spotlight free NFTs is to draw attention. So I love that there's actually a companion piece that people will be able to purchase in addition to the free claim that they can get on our platform. So I'm incredibly excited about this. We'll talk about it more throughout the show. And it's just going to be a gem. It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the weather report. I know Kix is just now joining the stage. First off, Kix, how's it going, amigo? Okay. Well, we'll have to. We're gonna have to.
Pleasure, PO. It's the wife's birthday today, So I made her birthday breakfast. That's why I'm a couple minutes late. But I'm coming to the studio right now with a pen and a pad, ready to take this damn label off.
All good. No problem. Happy birthday to Mrs. Kicks. What did you cook her? I need to understand, like, what food was prepared by Kicks. I'd love to understand this.
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily I got an awesome kid that kind of, you know, guides you in the right direction. So it was pancakes, turkey bacon, and eggs, cheesy scrambled eggs. But specifically in the pancakes, my wife is usually very healthy. She wants like the Kodiak cakes or the almond flour cakes. No. We went with straight Bisquick today.
So you put the eggs in the Bisquick, you threw a little bit. Did you use water or milk?
I'm a milk guy. If anything ever says water, I'm like, that's just how you make it less good.
Right.
So yeah, big milk guy.
I love it, man. Those pancakes sound very rich. Are you ready to take down this weather report?
I'm absolutely born ready to take down this weather report. So I got it right here. Friday, the 19th of May, 2023, total market volume coming in 26.4 million. Blur 13.3, OpenSea 6 million, so a little bit of strength. Looking at the leaders, we have Apes at 45.7, Mutants at 9.9, Punks at 49.4, Azuki's down to 14, Captain's 8.7, D-Guide's 8.4, Pudgy's 4.8, and Moonbird's 2.0. So mostly flat, slightly down. Over the past 24 hours, Pudgy Penguins toy debuted as #1 on Amazon in play figure play sets. According to a tweet from Spencer in the first days of launch, they sold over 500,000 of those penguin plushies. That's over 20,000 individuals. So great launch right there. Also, the long-awaited PSYOP token finally launched to a mild reception. Buyers that sent ETH received a fraction of PSYOP, with Ben promising 95% of the token supply will be saved for phase 2. Nice. Day 2 of VCon kicked off in Indianapolis, with attendees calling it a huge upgrade on last year. In his press keynote, Gary Vee believes the challenge for Web3 companies is that they are not given time to build. Teams are too focused on yesterday and tomorrow, but not today. And thinks the future is blockchain verified news, not art and collectibles. I can't wait to start collecting some news, man. I'll sell you this tweet for, let's call it 1,000. Lastly, Twitter account @Kobe began a $1 million trading challenge in which he can only trade NFTs peer-to-peer without moving to ETH or stables, with a maximum of 50 swaps in a 1-year time frame. Oh, this is awesome. He started with an NFT valued at 0.08, swapped to an XCopy Max Payne. So that doesn't even make sense. Just got like a free 7X. Onto a Sappy Seal, which was burnt for Remilio. Then a rare Pepe Series 1 Trout card before leveling up to a Matt Fury Pegs card. In 6 hours, Kobe has gone from 0.08 to 80. That doesn't even make sense because people are just giving him free money. But other than that, I like the trading challenge. Crypto, Bitcoin 26.8, ETH 1,800, Solana 20.4, and then ApeCoin just holding steady 3.4. That's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Fantastic weather report as usual, Kicks. Thank you for stepping in for Signal today. Some other updates from the Nifty Daily Digest, which is the daily newsletter published. If you register on the nifty.com, then you'll be on this newsletter list. You definitely want to do that again because you want to be able to claim the free NFT that we're going to drop later on in the show. Coinbase unveiled Coinbase One, which I've already been a subscriber of. I don't know if like it was just something that popped up in my Coinbase account, but I already had that. A subscription service offering 0 trading fees, enhanced staking rewards, and exclusive partnerships for a $29.99 monthly fee. I have a lot of qualms with this thing. They're also giving a free NFT to those who are early on this. So I think I can claim a free, probably useless NFT. Is that it right there? That might be it, Clemente. Yeah. So they're giving a free NFT. My thing with this is, number one, it's not unlimited free trades. Number two, Coinbase fees are insane. They're so expensive. And number three, there's still spreads. So there's still spread. So, I mean, look, I'm buying Coinbase stock because they must be making money. Like, a good God, they must be making money.
I've heard a mixed thing about this too. People were actually saying that if you use Coinbase Pro without the fees, it actually lowers the value of the crypto when you sell it and increases the value of it when you buy it. So a lot of people speculating that it's baked in to the price.
It like is, man. The spreads are big. Like, what you're talking about is the spreads. The spreads are big. When you look, I'm like, wait a minute. When that was in my MetaMask 20 minutes ago, it was worth way more. Like, I don't really understand, you know? Anyway, moving on. Prominent blockchain organizations and investors joined forces to establish a $50 million cross-chain ecosystem fund aimed at promoting startups utilizing the wormhole protocol for cross-chain collaborations and innovation in the blockchain sector. Interesting. Sotheby's first auction of artworks seized from bankrupt crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, 3AC, ladies and gentlemen, goes live this afternoon featuring a CryptoPunk, some ringers by Dmitry Cherniak, Fidenzas by Tyler Hobbs, and more. So interesting updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. Look, we got to talk about the first big story, Pudgy Penguins. But before we do,
real quick, the Kobe, the presentation of that information is a little bit misleading. What he's doing is a paperclip challenge style thing, where he's trying to turn that NFT into millions or like into a new house, essentially, you know, like that's basically the way that he's doing it. So it's not a traditional trading challenge where he's going to like start with $1,000 and
he had something worth like 0.08 and someone's like, dude, here's half an ETH.
Yeah.
I thought there's a little bit more like kind of like, you know, shrewd negotiating. Not so much like, hey, this is worth shit. I'm going to give you like something worth $1,000. I'm
going to give you $100,000 right now just to get you along your way there.
There you go. Also, reminder, ladies and gentlemen, go to the nifty.com and connect your Ethereum and Solana wallets. If you have any issue with connecting either wallet, but specifically the Solana wallet, don't worry, we're on it. We're going to get that bug situated. But make sure that you go do that in preparation of the Bodogos drop. I'm going to keep bringing it up every day. Make sure everybody understands that they have to do that, in the near future. But anyway, Pudgy Penguin Toys, they went live yesterday. Receiving largely positive community sentiment. So if you aren't familiar with what happened there, people had the option to buy either plushies, figurines, or igloo. Well, I mean, that's still a figurine, ranging from $9 to $29. Luca put out a video with the unboxing experience, Luca being the CEO of Pudgy Penguins. They also put out a video that's basically like an investor deck style pitch with a video, accompanying it, breaking down where Pudgy Penguins are at today, where they're going to be tomorrow. As Kix mentioned in the weather report, our very own Spencer from this show reported $500,000 worth of penguins were sold on Amazon yesterday. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Luca was on the show sharing that information yesterday on the Spaces, and he said the numbers are really good. I also think the fact that they're a bestseller right now would indicate that they've probably done as much. Like in the past 24 hours, they've probably done quite a significant amount. I wouldn't be surprised if they're closer to $1 million at this point.
I mean, incredibly impressive. Pretty wild. #1 bestseller in toys and games, new releases on Amazon.com. Wild,
This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Beat out Buzz Lightyear. What a bozo.
Yes, fucking Buzz.
I mean, it shows. A couple things hit me right away, and we got to dive into this. But one thing that hit me is like, why, the fact that this is the first time that we've kind of seen a big move like this in the mass market toy game from a Web3 company feels long overdue. And #2, it'll be hard to recreate the massive success of this to anybody that does it, the second time. Obviously, like let's say Azuki does it or something like that with Beans. I wouldn't be surprised they have similar success. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I feel like getting to the #1 of those particular categories for I don't know the the volume ranking of those particular Amazon categories.
Yeah,
We've
it
got-
all depends on the niche because there's lots of categories. Like for example, I had a product ranked #1 for novelty ties, but it's not like that's like means you're
Now,
doing.
I remember that, dude. I'm looking at that category every day, Kicks.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I
I gotta
mean-
get that light up tie.
Which you had the light up tie. Excellent. Yeah. No, I mean, every day I write down novelty ties category.
The
I
toy
Kicks.
industry, though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Kicks, was this for your like EDM clothing business that you had?
Yeah, we started. First product was light up bras, and they were doing well. And then we brought in the next logical product you bring in would be light up ties, right? We honestly just found a supplier that had them, started cranking those out, got on the Today Show, and then really started cooking.
Did you go on the Today Show?
No, Katie Lindahl, she was a great, just networker. She got it on the show, showed it off, had a lot of sales that day. It was a good time.
Wow,
Different life,
fascinating.
man. Different life.
But still to that point, like what would the unit sales be on a day like that?
Yeah, so for like novelty ties to like rank #1, you were still doing like, and that's a niche category. On average, you were still doing probably like $10,000 a day.
$10,000, not units.
Yeah, $10,000 a day, but like that's not like on like a big news day. Like on the day on Today's Show, sold like 50 or 75,000.
I think it
These
more
guys
so,
crushed it. The toys category is always going to be high volume. I think they crushed it.
It does
I think
a ton
it
of high volume.
Nick,
I think it more so proves the overall thesis on just like having the early adopters and I mean I think you got a lot of people that also don't own Pudgies that bought one anyways just to support. But I think that it just goes to show that like it'll be a successful initial catalyst. The real question will be where are they going to be ranked a month from now? But I will say, I wouldn't be surprised to see like ad buys go against something like this. I don't know who I'm assuming parents are the primary buyer for this category. So they had, I saw one of the toys ranking high in like the toddler category. And so obviously toddlers aren't spending a lot of time on Amazon. I don't know about yours, Kicks, but
Yeah, they're just one click buying all over the place, dude. You're like, what the
maybe
hell?
by accident they like crawl onto a like an iPad and like click some buttons.
some kid
Yeah,
just rolls over after a nap from eating too much applesauce, and he just let it rain in the toy category on Amazon. Sorry, go ahead, Kicks.
Yeah, I missed out because I was out of the office yesterday, but like I saw one of them and I'm like, this would be perfect for like a toddler. They just look so cute and fun. So I think it's awesome. And also it makes sense that he's doing this. It's what his business expertise is in, you know what I mean? Is doing retail, like, e-com, whatever you want to call it, plays like this. It's kind of funny. I think sometimes when someone from outside of NFTs comes into NFTs, they want them to go build a metaverse, and instead of being like, hey, this is lean into your skill set, your like history, your past, and like mix that with Web3.
I will say, every e-commerce seller dreams of the day where they can create their own product. And I think that's, for me, that's kind of what he had the ability to do here. I mean, with Gel Blasters, obviously that, I don't know I don't know the whole details of what his involvement was in the creation of the product, but anyone that has an e-commerce business, the goal is eventually to get to your own product rather than doing drop shipping style, like pre-existing products and or partners with larger vendors / suppliers that you can sell. I've a bunch of friends in the e-commerce business, and all of them sort of holistically or universally sell other people's products. I mean, that's been the name of the game for a long period of time. I think that window is closing to a large degree. But the having your own product is huge, and for them to be promoting this is a pretty big deal. I don't know what it's like. The one thing I will say, yeah, he also has experience in the toy side of things, specifically with those Gel Blasters. It's a different type of toy, though. Like the experience is completely different, and I wonder, how that compares in the market specifically in terms of like how one sells these products. Because selling a gel, like I'm assuming most parents aren't buying their kids Gel Blasters. I'm assuming it's like kids that like have access to Amazon.
Or if they're like a teenage boy or something.
Yeah, because I feel like you can't give a toy like that to like an 8-year-old, but you can give it to like a 13-year-old.
Yeah, but I'm saying even still, I don't know that parents are the primary buyer of that versus the kid buying it with their own money.
I'd say it's the kid. Easy, you were going to chime in with something on this. What's going on?
It's past it. It's just more about the toy industry with the Amazon aspect of it. Like even just from like FBA, FBM style of it, like that is one of the more high volume categories across Amazon. So getting into that top rank, like basically if you just search for toys on Amazon and that pops up, it inherently drives like new volume, especially for people who have no idea what it is, but just see it as like trending. You typically get a lot of that, especially like in the holiday season and other aspects. So I think they really are casting like this really wide net that's going to attract net new people. And like I listened to the full Pudgy space last night, and it seems like this is their effort to create like, and we talked about it a little bit on my morning show as well, like the Webkin style of Web3. Like you get this asset, you can add customizable traits. They have mini games coming. Right now it's just chess. So there is like this
which
weird...
is hard.
I was gonna say like the game itself, it's like imagine if you just slap Flappy Bird in there. Like anyone can play it. But then like chess is like you have a kid buying this who's 9 to 13.
Dude, the easy mode, I'm saying the easy mode did not make any errors, basically. Like, and that's what an easy mode is supposed to like make a mistake and then you end up like taking care of it. It did not make a single error the entire time I was playing. I was like, I just can't, like, I can't do this.
One quick comment to what we were talking about before. Mears just said gel blasters are for kids who vape, which I thought was a pretty funny comment. Clemente?
Yeah, so I was looking at the best sellers, right? And I'll share my screen for a bit as far as who Pudgy Penguins beat out. What blew me away was when you look at
it's a parent category. Like that's where they're at now. They're at toys and games, which is like a top level category.
Right. Like the raccoon that it beat out has 30,000 reviews on Amazon, which is pretty wild. But one of the things that I'm thinking about, and I saw some comments about it in the space, which is like, what percentage of those people that bought it yesterday or over the last 2 days are people from the Web3 space versus like new people that just happened to see it? And I'm curious what you guys think. Is it like 95% people that bought this?
I could flood either stat line.
You're not in the parent category here. So you're right now under preschool, toddler toys, stuffed animals. You got to go all the way to the top to the departments and go to toys and games. There's about like, I don't know, it's 25 parent categories. They're number one in one of the top categories. So just go to toys and games. That's they're beating out Pokemon. So I think that's the bigger comparison. And then they got the number 7 as well. So you got Disney, Little Mermaid, Transformers, Barbie, Pokemon, Pudgy Penguin basically is the category that they're operating in. So that's a huge deal. You're going to get follow-on sales just from people who browse the categories, and it's way easier to browse like a parent category like that. The biggest thing though is like we're seeing 24 to 48 hours of sales, and I think the biggest thing that you want to see is what happens over the next week, over the next month. But he's implying that he's going to spend a lot of money on advertising. I mean, you saw one of the ads that he had there. They're definitely going to be pushing this to the masses or attempting to. The real question and the real way this all grows is not 1 day sales, 2 day sales, etc. That's like one step along the long journey, essentially. Like I think of Gary Vee with book games, literally getting his books to the number 1 spot. That, I mean, for him, he's doing multi-million-dollar deals for those books. I mean, I don't know if that's still a continuation. He did like a $10 million deal like a decade ago and has been like writing books ever since because it was like a 10-book deal. So I don't know if that's still under that agreement. But the bottom line is, look, there's nothing to sneeze at. It's a massive success. The real question is, and when you say bring it to the masses, the question is, how many average consumers that know nothing about NFTs end up buying, this product? And right now he's doing the first steps, which is getting on a site where you get awareness for nothing. He didn't have to pay for this product positioning.
Yeah, and even like in my experience with Amazon stuff, like I'd say he's already gotten a good amount of organic sales, just how it distributes like this and how it's going to appear for people searching. Because I've had products on Amazon before. You eventually can start seeing the keyword data, right? And you can see what keywords people are typing in to get to your result, right? So there's people typing in penguin plushie, right? No idea what Pudgy Penguins even is, but there's search volume for that, I guarantee it, or penguin toy, right, on Amazon, and they're just going to naturally start indexing in those. So Lucas knows what he's doing. I think what he said yesterday on the show, this is going to generate a revenue stream for them where they don't have to extract revenue from their top tier audience, their NFT holders, right? And they're going to find ways to make it flow back and do cool stuff. So I think good launch.
No, absolutely. And so I guess, Nick, from your perspective, you know, the one thing that people have brought up is I think a lot of people in the NFT space, every single step of the way, they're like, I want the value of the NFT that I own to go up significantly. That's the only thing I care about. I don't acknowledge or understand the concept of an NFT organization being a functioning traditional business. And so there were questions about why does this benefit the holders? I saw whale.swoosh went out of his way to write a thread on exactly this, which is not surprising because that is typically the response from the broader market. From your perspective, what do you think about, you know, this for the Pudgy Penguins organization in relation to the actual prices on the secondary market of the Pudgy Penguins and other collections in the ecosystem?
Well, I mean, the price went up a little bit. Man, look, at the end of the day, people have to build a business. And it's interesting. I didn't see a lot of negative FUD about it, to be honest.
It wasn't a lot. There was like more than one human that basically
you read 2 tweets.
I think a lot of people literally would like prefer that you lied and you said that like you just like acquired $1 billion data center to build like a revolutionary and just make up words like mesh connected quantum metaverse, right?
Yeah, no,
That's
I think
what people actually want you to do, and then watch the floor price go to 12 so then they can sell it for a 3x in 24 hours, and then they don't care because now you've made them like a 3x. In reality, it's like, what was Pudgy Penguins like? What the expectations for Pudgy Penguins has never been any of these things, and the price is still appreciated a lot because Luca was coming in, and now they have an awesome revenue stream, and they're actually going to be the one. There's been 100 NFT projects that are going to be like, we're going to be like mainstream like IP. We're going to be mainstream IP, right? And he's actually doing it. People are like, well, how's that going to benefit the holder?
So, I mean, the floor price has made a reversal. It dropped as low as 3.5, and it's up to 5. It hit that low level at April, a month ago, basically. And since then, it's turned around. And look, a 5 ETH floor price is really solid. And I think that's a great place to be. I think my assessment is the market likes this. I think that this is some of the best news in the NFT space. There was the primary FUD that I saw last night was about how PSYOP was getting thousands of people into Twitter spaces versus 200 people listening to Luca. I don't know that the number of people listening to Luca is any indicator of their business performance as a whole. And I don't think that it's indicative of the floor price. I think what you're going to get is more people who believe in the future of Pudgy and want to be part of that journey. And I think we're going to see more NFT projects that actually deliver things that people are excited about, and like it'll transition to that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nick. I think there's going to be, they're setting themselves up perfectly for an ordinal drop.
The last thing on this is like there's utility that exists. Look, it's literally what they're saying they're going to do, and also the value proposition to holders. What is the value proposition to holders? IP. You own the IP. What's the value of owning the IP when there's the company's doing zero efforts to actually get reach into the masses? What has Bored Ape Yacht Club done to reach anything for the masses?
Nothing. The MTV thing with Eminem and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but no one watches MTV. And like, so I don't like, everyone watches YouTube, and at this
You watch
point,
the Jersey Shore on MTV, Nick.
I used to. I can't find the damn thing on there, but the bottom line is, like, I think they've done basically the best so far of attempting to mass adoption IP. They had in their TV, they had some other things associated with it. I mean, a TV show does make sense. I think what they're also doing, the fastest path there is through partnerships with other businesses that can give you the leverage to get there. Luca mentioned the two companies, and I'm blanking on the name of it. And he was, anyways, he was referencing those two companies, and I think the real path here is developing the IP and then finding partnerships with different companies to essentially provide that immediate scale into market to get distribution of the IP, inherently drive value to that IP. The place you have to start is with younger kids who eventually 20 years from now are going to have nostalgic references to their childhood, and think about, the Pudgy that they had without thinking about the NFT. They're doing the right playbook here. And I think they're doing a great job. And it's a long game associated with it. Or you can do what Gary Vee's talking about and do verifiable content. Yeah. And I about news articles. Those are your two options, I guess.
Anyway, all right. Well, we'll move on from Pudgy Penguins. Unless Easy, was there anything else you want to add on the Pudgy Penguins front?
No, I mean, I'm just excited to see where it goes from here.
Hell yeah. So moving on, we got to talk about good old PSYOP. Good old shitcoin by ben.eth. So I guess I'm assuming Easy has a grip on the current state of affairs. What is the current state of affairs of PSYOP, Easy?
Oh man, so where do you begin? It opened up at like a 9 trillion market cap, for context, which is like just
no,
down.
It didn't.
Yeah,
it did?
yeah, it did. Oh yeah, I think it was even higher. Like
what?
57.
Yeah, 57 million.
No,
it was not trillion.
Yeah, trillion.
Trillion.
What?
$1 trillion.
I'm not joking.
Sorry, what was?
PSYOP. No, it was not in the trillions. What?
Yes, it was.
The market cap?
Yeah, it opened up at 57 trillion at one point. That was like the highest peak. It was like
okay, so one person bought it?
No. The issue was there was multiple people who were trying to buy it, but because they did a V3 pool of the liquidity, it like completely messed it up. So someone spent 1 ETH and got 5 tokens. Another person spent half an ETH and got 0.2 tokens. One person spent 0.7 ETH, got 20. The whole pool was a dumpster fire. They airdropped 10% of the tokens to the people who pre-sold, did the pre-sale, and like every single one of them was down 90% on their like initial pre-sale purchase price for 10% of the tokens. So it led to a ton of FUD, a ton of backlash, a ton of people pushing back. Then what the issue was, somebody front ran the V2 liquidity pool. So the way that liquidity pools work, there's a bunch of different ways to create them. Everyone who creates a token right now has been doing a V2 pool because the way that you set the threshold for where the liquidity sits has to shift with where the token moves. V3s are hard fixed in certain ranges. So as soon as the token goes out of that range, that liquidity pool is basically null and void, and people then just get wrecked on the actual token price. So that was the issue that actually happened. And it ended up going out of range, which led to this huge discrepancy in price, despite there being a ton of liquidity in that pool. And it's now just led to an absolute dumpster fire. And because somebody front ran the V2 pool, the team's struggling to create their own. So it's just this absolute just mess of a situation. Ton of FUD on the timeline. And of course, the individual who created it, I don't even want to mention the name at this point, is just continuing to say it's all a PSYOP. Like this was all intended. And then like 5 minutes later, I'll tweet like, all right, we're trying to fix this. But it's a PSYOP. It was intended.
I mean, look, there's a lot going on here. I did not know. So did this come from an Andrew Tate quote? Like he said the word.
He quoted it after the fact, which was even crazier. So like PSYOP had been originally created, and then a lot of people were engaging with Andrew Tate tweets. And he then in a video said that these shit coins in the Matrix, it's all a PSYOP. And immediately the community of PSYOP token ran with that and was like, he's backing it. And then Andrew Tate doubled down and was like, you're a child nerd.
Well, yeah, he was. It seemed he was frustrated
Yes.
by that because he was like, I'm not backing any crypto. He's like got a no crypto stance apparently, because he said some people win and some people lose and he wants everybody to win. So that's like his stance or whatever. But he did, I think, like he fully acknowledged PSYOP. Like
he knows it exists and he knows who the individual is that created it. So like those are the two things that ended up happening. He mentioned like 4 or 5 other tokens too. All of those did like a 10,000x after the video, of course, because like crypto. But yeah, it's been chaotic to say the least.
And so what is the state of affairs now? Are people go ahead,
I just
Nick?
saw something about PSYOP having a 100% sell tax.
Yes.
So how does that get set?
So he hasn't renounced control of the contract, so he can make changes to everything. He can adjust royalty percentages, he can adjust buy and sell taxes, everything. So right now nobody can actually sell the token or it just gets drained. Like it literally, like if you sell it, it's 100% tax. So any profit you made on top of gas or any token sales goes right back to the deployer contract.
What?
Yeah, it's a PSYOP, bro. It's all mental.
what
That's literally the messaging. Everything that happens, it's a PSYOP. It's a PSYOP.
Is this wicked illegal?
Oh yeah, he's going to jail. Like that's the general consensus is like all the comments are like, hey, name here, tell me how prison is when you end up going there. And like, obviously the person doesn't want to disclose their location. But last night they said that the contract was launching Mountain Standard Time, which is like a very specific time to use. Like typically when you're anon and like hiding from where you are in the world, you use UTC. Like that's like the general like global time. So hearing MST, everyone was just like, all right, this guy's somewhere in the Mountain Standard Time. Like who could have guessed that? There was speculation that they ran to Dubai at one point. So yeah, it's just been like I'm
in Dubai.
Yeah, I'm in Dubai. I'm in Dubai. We're watching Mountain Standard Time.
You've seen me move and keep this background the exact same. I have moved.
Nick's in Dubai.
You could be in Dubai, and I would have to believe it because I don't know how you're still in the same place.
Well, look, one thing I saw is that people were pointing out that the individual that created PSYOP had put in bids for ENS domains for his government name and his mother's maiden name.
Yes.
And that was what led to the docs. Is that confirmed, Easy?
Yeah, one of the wallets that was linked to it has like government names tied to it, first, last, .eths. So like family members, all that stuff. It's just a very poor paper trail. Like you're using your hot wallet that had personal funds commingled with pre-sale funds, commingled with your Bored Ape. It just sounds a lot like FTX.
Sounds like FTX. And so at this point, you're saying you can't sell PSYOP as it stands right now. But you can buy it, I'm assuming. Is the person that made it, are they going to be able to like take the lion's share of the allocation? Like, what's the story?
So, I mean, the speculation is because they're creating the LP, they're just eating off the liquidity provider fees that you get for the pool. So that's like one of the things that a lot of people are speculating on. Like right now with these terrible rates that people are getting, they're just making a killing on liquidity fees because it has done some serious volume despite the rates being absolutely awful. Like the V3 pool was like the worst possible decision, to be honest, because when that token gets out of a range, it just skews everything. Like I think it's still trading at like $1 trillion market cap. Like it's the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's also like, I just want to share the context that we can provide to the audience. It's still, right now, it's certainly PSYOP season in terms of like broad interest. As soon as you start talking about PSYOP on a show or you put a PSYOP in the title on Twitter, the Twitter audience just flocks to it. It's incredible. Like Twitter is interested in PSYOP right now. Just like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they were interested in Pepe. Bunny had a show and the title of the show was just $Pepe, and it like got 4,000 plays or something like that. Like that's how you can farm audience at this point. Kicks, it looked like you wanted to chime in with something on PSYOP here. Were you going to say something? You're muted, buddy. You're muted.
Yeah, I was just saying that like one thing you also have to look at is like when people make a lot of money on these things is or just on anything in life, right? It's when you get in at a low market cap and then you sell at a high market cap, right? Like you get in before the average like person gets in, right? So if just to give a perspective, for like $7 million pre-sale, right? This is the equivalent of selling a 10,000 NFT collection at 0.4 ETH, right? Like, so that's kind of like how you have to look at it, right? $7 million came in with you.
Yep.
Like at the same time, it's not like you got in in a 50K pre-sale, right? And now there's $7 million worth of liquidity going in. Like kind
It
of
was 7 million to start.
Exactly. There's 7 million to start. So there has to be a ton of volume for you to even like, get price appreciation, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, that if it goes to 14 million, then that's a 2x quick.
Yeah, for sure. And that's very possible. But I mean, also, as Easy said, a lot of this stuff with tokens comes down to like the liquidity pools and how they're structured. Like, unless I'm looking at the wrong PSYOP on defined Phi, it's worth $600 million, the market cap. I'm pretty sure that the market cap for Pepe is in that same range.
Yeah,
so if you go to buy PSYOP right now, you're buying it at close to the same market cap as Pepe. So you're assuming that now this token is going to outperform Pepe.
Yeah, no one would buy it here. I think for the average person, to say no one would is ridiculous. The people don't have their tokens yet, so that's the biggest.
Only have 10%. Yeah, so 10% right now. There's 5% of total circulating supply. 10% of pre-sale tokens have been handed out.
But they can't sell it now because
nobody can sell it right now.
When did that get implemented? Like an
About
hour
an
ago?
hour ago.
Okay,
Yeah, about an hour ago.
So up until then, you could have sold 10% of your stuff at a massive, like at a 70x.
No, you would have gotten about break even because like people who put in 2 ETH received 0.2 ETH worth. So right now it's like basically trading at valuation of what they put in. A lot of people were down about 90% with the 10% that they received, which basic math would get us to break even at this point.
Okay. So
real quick, this was tweeted out as of 2 minutes ago. All pre-sale contributors will get their full allocation ASAP. The ones that don't touch it, meaning no transfers, will be especially rewarded.
I love this. Just making up shit as
it's just made up.
You sure, Nick? I kind of feel like there's a big plan here.
It's a PSYOP, bro. Like, come on, dude. It's a mental game. Like, you guys don't get it. That's all it is. Like, this is clearly one of the most intellectual individuals. SpaceX could never figure this out. Elon Musk has no concept of this. Steve Jobs would look at this and be impressed. Like, you guys just don't get it. Beethoven would make music about this.
Nick, are you insecure because you can't create something so beautifully complex as what this gentleman has created?
Yes.
You mean you wanted to make a viral shitcoin that from the very beginning everyone was like, this is a scam and you're going to jail, and you just kept running with it?
Pretty much.
I mean, look, my favorite part about it is like, yeah, just send it to like my hot wallet. Send money to my hot wallet, and I'm going to give you an allocation. It's just preposterous.
How many links do you think got sent to that person's DMs after seeing the balance and hearing it was a hot wallet? How many drainers got sent to that individual just praying?
I didn't even think of that.
Link?
That's like driving a van and people are just like shooting arrows at the thing. You know what I mean? You're trying to get out of the city.
Driving a van that says I have no weapons and I'm holding $1 trillion. Like, what could possibly go wrong? Like, dude, it's such a dumpster fire.
Clemente, did you want to chime in or no? Nick, anything? I was going to say, go ahead, Nick.
Well, I don't know. The whole PSYOP thing is absolutely ridiculous. I think people are like when you say like, oh, you can put it in a space and people attend. I'm assuming a large number. Well, there's two things. One is the people that bought this sent the money just hoping that they could make money. What's hilarious is this has been just a complete train wreck. So I think there's a lot of people that come along to just see like to watch the train wreck.
It's train wreck, yeah.
And hope that the guy goes to jail, essentially. My question is like, is him going to jail really something that seems like imminent? Like
I don't
right
think he
now,
actually goes to jail.
The FBI is sitting there being like, oh, we've had you on our watch list for days now, ever since you launched that PSYOP token. First, you did it with Ben, then you did it with PSYOP. You, sir, are the grifter of grifters. You are the most evil of crypto traders. And you created a shit coin that a lot of people like arbitrarily aped into and lost money on. And my mother lost money on PSYOP because she blindly sent money into your to ben.eth. And that was a massive mistake, sir. You should not have gone after her. She fell victim to this.
I mean, look, it's hilarious. Beeple literally made a piece of art on it. It was that ben.eth was like shitting on Andrew Tate and and BitBoy. Oh wow! So he's just been. Beeple made another one. He's just having a field day. He's just sitting there and
responded to ben.eth too. In one of the tweets when Ben was like, I'm going to tweet out the contract. If you look at his replies, he had like a wild reply to him too. Like he's fully involved, when I say involved, fully interacting with it.
Yeah, not involved, but fully
he's
like
the artist.
He's got a bag of popcorn and he's just throwing it back and just being like, yeah, I'll do this for a few days. Pretty funny.
And then people are like, oh, Beeple's involved. How much is Beeple getting paid? He's got to be involved with this.
As much as Bunny's getting paid. Those
yeah,
two
exactly.
are in the same boat.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I don't think that this guy has done anything like fraudulent. Like fraud, if you commit fraud, if you tell people you're going to do something and you do another thing, or you straight steal their money, then that would be like clearly criminal. You know what I mean? If he was like, hey, I'm going to take this pre-sale money and then I'm going to make a liquidity pool, yada, yada, yada. And then he just takes the pre-sale money and he puts 10K in the liquidity pool and keeps the rest, then he's lying. That's fraudulent, right? But like, if he's not being fraudulent about what he's doing, then in reality, all he's doing is like a 2017 style ICO.
Well, all he's doing is selling a security.
Literally selling a security.
Like a 2017 ICO SEC issue than like a Department of Justice, criminal fraud.
Well, think about it like this. Do Kwon just got released from jail, so he's walking around. Kyle Davies and Suzu aren't in jail. Sam Bankman-Fried is on house arrest playing video games, barefoot on beanbags at his parents' house in San Francisco. So that's like the current state of affairs.
With a carrot in his butt.
With a
That's how he eats carrots, that vegan guy.
Anyway, the last thing I'll say on PSYOP is that this just reflects the sort of unsightly side of this space in its kind of purest form. Forget about skill set, forget about being connected with people and getting in on something early. The guy tricks a quote unquote influencer. He tricks BitBoy Crypto into pumping a token because it's called Ben, because BitBoy Crypto's name is Ben. Like if the name of the token was Tom, he wouldn't have been able to sucker BitBoy Crypto into it.
He would have got Tom from MySpace.
Oh, he would have gotten Tom from MySpace. So he suckers BitBoy Crypto in by calling it Ben. That guy pumps it. Then he goes, y'all saw what I did with the Ben token. I got a new one for you, PSYOP. Forget about buying it on an exchange. Forget about having any skill set with slippage and knowing how to use a hot wallet and getting in early or something like that. He goes, send ETH to my hot wallet. Like, just send me fucking ETH for 3 or 4 days. I'm going to close, close this in a couple days. And then, hilarity has ensued since then. So I don't know. Anybody else? Looks like we got Senna on stage. Senna, it seems that you are building a multi-chain metaverse connector. You're an ex-2011 Bitcoin maxi, so you've been in the space for a long time. What do you think about PSYOP before we move on?
I mean, it's all a psyop. Like, the problem is everyone sent the money. So there's I don't think there's any chance of him going to jail. Like, I think it was Kix was saying, if it's fraudulent, if he's promising to do this or do that and then doesn't, then, it's an issue. He, like you just said, Pierre, like he just took the attention that he had and piled it into here you go, guys, give me money. I'll launch a token. And just touching on the liquidity stuff that Easy was talking about. So from what I understand, he posted the contract address before he launched the liquidity pool. So people were able to get in before set price ranges, which then, because I think it was 90% was held by Ben, they're sort of classed as circulating tokens, so the market cap is then shot up to 57 trillion or whatever. But it's just it's one of those crypto meme situations where, like, this is what happens in crypto. You get someone or a project or whatever that grab attention. They then sell the market a a dream or just a token, a product. And like with a lot of it, like with Pixel, I mean, Pixelmon is a perfect sort of comparison because everyone just sent them loads of money. Like there was no proof of their experience in the industry or anything, and everyone just sent 70 million. We're laughing at 7 million right now, but like that was sort of a mirror situation. And then after the dust settles, it just comes down to, right, okay, are they actually going to spend the money on building a product, building a
that's what they're here for,
it?
dude. Obviously, they're building a cross-chain multi-link metaverse connector. Basically, is what I heard.
I love it. Well, yeah, no, thank you for the contribution there, Senna. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the recap of the history of some of the biggest wins and biggest falls of buy, seller, send it to zero in just a second. I just wanted to shout out that today's free NFT that you're going to be able to claim at the nifty.com is by very talented artist Nate Bear, also known as Bear Brains. Really excited about this one. This is part of our artist spotlight series. You can see that Clemente has a tweet pinned to the top. So definitely check that out because Nate is an incredibly talented artist and the piece is going to be super dope. Nick, it looked like you want to chime in with something.
Yeah, I mean, I sent you a text, but let's do the why do you have all my notifications turned off, Pio? That's my question.
But I think you just sent the text right now.
No, but like, can you first explain that part to me?
I see the text, buddy.
No, but why? First, explain to me why are all my notifications turned off? Because
they
24/7 it says this guy has notifications silenced.
That just might be me putting the wrong setting on my phone.
I think that's what you did.
It's possible. It's totally possible. I felt it vibrate. I was just speaking into a microphone, so forgive me. I didn't drop everything and check the text.
Clemente. But this has been ongoing, so I feel like you're filtering my text messages, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Clemente, I feel like I want to change the name of the password for today's NFT.
To what?
I mean, we already got a direction here in terms of... Wait, hold on. This isn't properly...
What is happening right now? What is going on right now?
It's a psyop.
This feels like a psyop right now. I don't understand what's happening.
I wanted to check. No, I wanted to change the thing. I also, before you announced the drop, I think there's an issue with the actual publishing of it. So I just want that's why I was about to adjust the code. Anyways, we can get going on that in 1 second. But yeah, you want to drop it?
No, well, we'll drop it in about 5 minutes. Easy. What direction do you think PSYOP goes in from here?
Down.
But like, actually,
Yeah, oh yeah. Dude,
we're witnessing audience expansion on the Twitter platform just because PSYOP is being discussed and is in the title of this show.
So let me rephrase this. For the short term, it's going to go up because there's 100% sale tax, so you can't sell it. So therefore, or you can, but you just lose everything. So inherently, it'll go up. But longer term, I think price go down. That's me speculating.
Well, no shit. Longer term, price go down easy. I don't think anybody.
In the next.
Well, why is that no shit?
In the next 12 to 16 hours, if there's no 100% sales tax, I think price go down. I think it's just a consistent sell pressure. After this dumpster fire of an LP V3 and everything else that's just clearly gone absolutely horrifically, I don't see how people are like, this is where I want to park my funds. Like, this is
you know what the real PSYOP play was? Is while all of this PSYOPs is happening with PSYOPs, another token.
Oh, I know the one you're
PSYOPs launched and did a 4x since this morning. So that was the real trade. Was the other PSYOP?
Well, there's one that launched on Bitcoin that's called PSYOP that did like a 10x. But then if you also look, fuck Ben token is number 9 trending right now and is up in volume and price action. So there's moves to be made outside of the PSYOP space. I'm just glad I was not PSYOPed and sent no money to this because there is not a care in my world on this side. I'm hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah, and I feel like this is just so reflective of where we're at in the space right now. People were saying like shitcoin season is going to be done. Clearly not. Clearly it's the
I think this is the top.
Okay, that's fine, but it's going to be the top for another few days. This is without question the single most attention-grabbing thing in the space right now. No question. Like literally no question. You're going to see people just put $PSYOP in Twitter Spaces titles and talk about PSYOP for another few days. Kicks or Nick?
Yeah, because I mean, like if you look at the volume, I mean, if you look at like Ethereum gas tracker, it's still the top three. Like all of the top four things happening are all related to trading. Like Seaport is 1.7% of Ethereum gas. Blur is 1.37%. So that's like 3% total. Like the rest is all people trading tokens, and I'm sure it's not people swapping back and forth into ETH 80 times a day. It's still, I mean, if you look at defined Phi, there's a lot of daily volume. Like this Gen token did $30 million in volume. Larry, 13 million. Copium, 44 million. WeWe, 11 million. WAGMI, 21.6 million. Those are, a lot of those were higher than Pepe's volume. So yeah, there's still a lot of shitcoinery going on. So it may be shitcoin summer. Let's see what happens.
I was gonna say, I managed to, in testing, it does work. We didn't change the code to PSYOP, which is what I wanted to potentially do here. But in the process of testing it out, I got edition number 69. So I just want to apologize to everybody else that was aiming for that edition number. I got it on today's free NFT.
So is it
that all these PSYOP traders can get, and there's not going to be any issue with claiming it, unlike PSYOP, where you're not going to get the tokens. Ours you get for literally just going to the site.
Yeah, so for all the PSYOP people that banged out some lines of coke this morning because they've been up all night paying attention to PSYOP, I got an NFT for you. Go to the nifty.com.
Or if you just happen to be interested in PSYOP and you didn't do lines of coke this morning, we're also interested in you getting a free NFT.
I mean, I just picture the typical PSYOP degen as being quite the character. I don't picture him wearing a suit and tie. You know what I mean?
How would you describe our NFT holders, Pio?
Literally kings and queens.
Okay.
The only thing I wanted to jump in with real quick was I was looking at, and this is just a little stat for you guys, at ben.eth's like following and how his Twitter activity has increased over the last 2 weeks. He's gained 30,000. He was at 10,000 followers before the whole PSYOP and Ben thing 2 weeks ago. He's gained 30,000 followers. Just yesterday, he gained 5,400 followers. So what he's, however you feel about it, what's crazy is the fact and how he's been able to capture so much attention in the last 2 weeks. And pretty much that's where we're at right now is what is your ability to capture attention in the way of, do people think you can make them money by them doing absolutely nothing?
In the bull market, it would have been like 30,000 people a day or 50,000 people a
Literally.
day. He's getting like a couple thousand people a day. I feel like Mario Nafal's adding like, 5 times that just by talking about the now just spreading Russian propaganda is the current theme. He's literally like, Russia under attack. Russians burying their heads in the sand. The terrorists of Ukraine continue to destroy them. It's like the latest. It's like the latest stuff.
The Russian terrorists are supporting abortion and the COVID vaccine. What's your take?
Breaking. No, CNN gets more Republicans on air as it seeks to be less biased. Why is this breaking?
This is breaking news. Donald Trump has murdered a baby. Weigh in. My bad.
I didn't give people the NFT so they can claim. Yeah.
My name is Mario, and I'm here to cause trouble. Okay, sorry. Okay, all right. I'm having fun, ladies. Hey, it's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We got a PSYOP show going on right now. People are pouring in to figure out if somehow they can press a button and just have all the wealth in the world. Never have to work again because you press a button with PSYOP.
They can. There's a button they can click. You're about to give it to them, huh, Pio? You're going to give them.
It to you. Maybe Clemente will. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we do, if you're probably new to this show, there's a very high probability you're new to the show because the word PSYOP is in the title, and that's what brought you in. Well, guess what's going to keep you here? The fact that we give away a free NFT almost every day on this show, and it's your lucky day. Right now is that time. You didn't even have to sit through the whole show. It's just happening right now. So go to the nifty.com/claim. That's THENIFTY.com/claim. And the code today is BEAR35. That's BEAR35. Why is that the code? because today's artwork, today's free NFT artwork is created by insanely talented artist Nate Bear. We do something here at the Nifty called Artist Spotlight, where we try to spotlight very talented artists in the space by having them, share their work with our audience and actually, put a free NFT out there for people to collect. It's not like a sponsored thing. We do it to support artists 100%. And we're incredibly pumped about this one. This one is called Breakfast of DJs. I see Clemente just claimed it on the screen. Nate Bear is on stage. Nate, do you mind if I read this copy that you've provided for the NFT?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Let's go. They say you are what you eat in this Machiavellian, or I don't know. I'm gonna butcher that.
Like John Malkovich, like being John Malkovich.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
A very millennial reference, I know.
There you go. Our hero Noodle Bear is testing this theory in the most literal way. A strange force has convinced him that all the tiny noodles are part of a complete breakfast. While eating his breakfast, something eats at him from within. This just isn't right. But why is it Bear, not us? I love this copy, man. With each bite, his sense of unease grows, but the floor is so fruitalicious frosted that he can't stop. Nate, you got a companion drop going with this one that we want to drive attention to. Clemente is 100% going to pin a tweet to the top that has a link to your companion drop so people can check it out. But really appreciate you doing the free NFT with us. The companion drop is called I'm Too Much. It's on Manifold. 0.025 ETH. So shout out to Nate Bear for the free NFT today. Absolutely dope piece with the companion piece available for purchase on Manifold. This is not a PSYOP, ladies and gentlemen. This is for real. An incredibly talented artist in the space doing good work, not asking people to send ETH to his wallet for a shitcoin. But
I mean, I think if I was a little bit smarter, maybe I would.
Exactly. Look, to close the loop on the show, the little PSYOP train wreck hour, Nick, any closing thoughts on PSYOP and what might come from this?
Well, one good thing that came out of it was a free NFT by a great artist, so I'll say that much.
Hell yeah.
I also updated the description, so if you're looking for the companion piece, it's right up top on that NFT, and definitely pick it up. But yeah, this is a sick piece, man. Great job. Yeah, really excited to work with you. I mean, this is sick.
No, he's speechless. He's speechless, Nate. I love it.
I feel like I should be the one, but thank you. Yeah, no, it's a pleasure working with you guys. I got psyched to do this, and yeah, I did the breakfast theme because it's the morning show. So there you go.
Hell yeah, man. Love it. Easy. Any closing thoughts on PSYOP here, buddy?
I wish you all luck. We just got another Andrew Tate video calling it a scam, stating that it's all going to zero and that if you invested in it, you're an idiot and he'll never promote a crypto scam. So clearly some people know who this person is. They've gotten all the right traction and it's all a PSYOP all along.
He got Andrew Tate tweeting at it again. It has
Openly,
600,000 views in 30 minutes.
Right. And every time he says not to buy it, then you can say it's a PSYOP. You should buy it, right?
That's the message, Nate. 1,000%. Look,
and the last thing too is the fuck Ben token's up 555%. So clearly the market's having a good time.
Wow. Well, look, crypto.
I thought Andrew Tate was in jail. What's going on? Now he's out of jail just talking about shit coins?
Yep. That's right, Nick. He's out and he's
it's a
talking
PSYOP.
about.
We're in the Matrix.
He's talking about our business, Nick. Talking about our industry.
Talk about mass adoption.
Mass adoption, man. You're going to get the Tape boys coming through. What do you think of that, Nick?
Nothing to add.
Nick's just shaking his head. That is some genuine disappointment from Nick that I just saw. Kicks, what were you going to say?
I'm just making sure that Nick's doing okay over there.
He's getting PSYOP'd.
I'm doing all right.
He's looking at the 30-second ticker on that thing for sure, dude. He's like, is there a trade here? He's probably got 10 lines on the screen already.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, we're moving on to the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure a lot of you were here for the first time. We run the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. Eastern time, each and every week right here on Twitter Spaces. The show is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Also on YouTube. If you want to see our beautiful faces live stream during the show, go to YouTube. I know no one leaves Twitter, but go to YouTube and check it out. Subscribe and check it out for the short clips too. We discuss all things NFTs, crypto, entertainment, finance, and just about everything in between on this show. We will be back on Monday, so make sure that you give the show itself a follow. That is the account in the host spot right here, and give the speakers of the show a follow so that you won't miss the show next week. Full disclosure, we don't just talk about PSYOP year round, but it's all good. It's fun to have some fun with a trend in the space every once in a while. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Shout out to